Hi, how is it going? My name is Linn, this is the Darbin Orvar. This is my little tiny shop. That used to be a shed and that I spend a lot of time in. And today I thought we would hang out in here, go over a couple things, and I kind of had my head around Christmas and presents and shopping and all of that. So I'm going to go over some ideas for that. And I want to do a giveaway as well. I'm going to do a Bluetti giveaway. Maybe we should do that right away. Shall we? Let's go in front of the computer. If you wonder why I'm all bundled up, it's because it's cold in here. I got the heater going. I have warm clothes on. I want to first talk about a giveaway. And giveaways are fun, right? I think giveaways are fun, especially around this time of year. And today I'm going to give away a Bluetti EB3A portable solar generator. This one has a 268 watt-hour battery. I love this one. This is a great little solar generator. I have used it and taken it around. It's one of my favorite units because of the size. It's so practical. But anyway, so I'm gonna give one of those away because Bluetti is having this kind of Black Friday special kind of extravaganza where they're giving away a whole bunch of stuff. So I get to give away one too, which I think is kind of fun. Now, if you want to enter in the giveaway, I was thinking, okay, I would be curious to know, what is the first video of mine that you ever saw? I mean, it could be this one, right? Or it could be something else. Please leave me a comment in this video and tell me which was the first video of mine you saw. And then I'm going to pick a winner at random on Black Friday. So November 25th. And so that there's no confusion, I'm going to post the winner in the comments on this video and on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, it would be a good idea to do so you are notified. And just so that there, you know, last time I did a giveaway, there was a whole bunch of spam messages going around, people getting confused, thought they were the winner. These are the only ways I'm going to announce the winner: Instagram and in the YouTube comments. So ignore any other messages. Anyway, that should be fun. Fun to be able to share a product like this because I really like Bluetti. I think they have great stuff. I worked with them for some time now. They're doing Black Friday sales, so good deals on their stuff going on right now. And then they have different rounds. So if you buy something over $1,000, then you are entering into this lucky draw of the mystery box. And in this mystery box, there is... I was wondering what is in the mystery box. The mystery box is an unopened and unknown product for people to buy, which is kind of a blind box. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's a mystery. Sounds kind of fun. The draw is accessible for people who purchase over $1,000. You can enter this draw in the link in the description below and find out more about it. So they're doing a couple of different draws. They have like 4 different rounds going. So there are multiple chances to participate in this and win one of these mystery boxes. Now, this is only open to US audiences. Should have been more clear about that from the start. And so is my Bluetti giveaway. I'm sorry to say, only open to US residents. So basically they're having a lot of really great prices on their products in general. So if you have been thinking about picking something up that you have planned to get anyway, you know, for Christmas, or be prepared in case of an emergency or travel or anything like that, this would be a good time to do so. So I just did a video on their 2000 watt-hour AC200 Max, which you can expand with an additional battery or two to make it a larger system. If you want to find out more about that, like if you're debating about what to get, then go check out that video. But I've also made a video about the EB3A a while ago, and I like that one a lot, primarily because it is so kind of nimble and small. It's easy to work with, so that is one of my favorite things. So basically there are multiple ways that you can possibly win a Bluetti product here. You can enter my giveaway, or you could buy something from them and enter their giveaways. So as well, but all the details to that will be in the description below and links and stuff like that. So you can go and check that out. Now, you know, let's go over here. I was thinking about, how have you been? You been good? I feel like I haven't done like a talking video in a while. So you guys know I make wax polish, right? And so I sell wax polish, and I work with linseed and mineral and tung oil a lot. But I was thinking I've never actually done a thorough experiment where I am doing the different oils at a long time to see how they behave. So sometimes I hear about this elusive tongue oil finish. It's supposedly waterproof, just gorgeous, but it requires at least like 6 coats with a lot of time to cure in between. So that's what I'm testing here, adding a coat every 5 or 6 or 7 days, and doing the same with, you know, mineral, linseed, tongue oil, and even the wax polishes too with those oils. I'm not sure when I'm going to stop. I'm up in like 5 coats right now. Might just keep going and see what the finish will be like over time. The tongue oil right away that produces a much darker finish than linseed and mineral oil, and definitely takes longer to dry. But the same is true with linseed. That also takes a long time to dry. But I'll get back to you with the results here when some more time has passed and I've added some more coats and done some stress testing later on. This is like one of my favorite times of year because I always like the holidays, you know, and getting ready for Christmas presents and all of that. I was thinking about what makes a good Christmas present, and of course it's going to depend on different people, but I think that there are a couple of universal things that always work, that you can make work for whoever the person is. And number one, a box, right? Because everybody needs a box, and a box can fit whatever hobby or possessions someone have, and you can never go wrong with a box. And it can be something like really small, like here. I'm carving a tiny little box out of a branch. I was gonna put a magnet in here, and then put like needles, like for sewing, or like screws. So like it's like a little thing. Anyway, I'm working on that. Or it could be more, you know, a nicer box. So when you don't know what to make someone, make them a box. When you think about Christmas presents, I think as a woodworker, you should look at it in a slightly different way. You should look at making presents as a great way to explore a technique, a project, a material that you've been wanting to play with. It's an excuse for you to play with something, right? So that's the way to approach it. If you have been dying to try a new technique for whatever, then use that and make some boxes. Or maybe maybe this is a good excuse to invest in a new tool so that you can use it to make presents for other people. Carving, I think, is kind of a fun thing to do. And something that a lot of people are into woodworking and not necessarily into carving. There's a lot of different kinds of woodworkers. Carving is such a fun kind of relaxing thing that you can do to kind of focus your mind and your hands, and do in your idle time when something is drying, or just, take a break. And then you can create something with that. Create a spoon or a butter knife or something like that. Or a weird spatula for cooking in the kitchen. And it's a great way to use scraps. If you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on material, you can just go out in the woods and see if you can find a branch on the ground. So it's very cheap. Now, if you're a little bit stumped as to what to make for someone, the other thing to think about is how you are a woodworker. And not many people are woodworkers. And many things that woodworkers make are expensive and difficult for other people to get their hands on. And when I think about what is expensive and what is difficult for people to buy, 2 things come to mind and that people appreciate to get as gifts. Number one is cutting boards. Cutting boards are expensive. Nice cutting boards are expensive, and most likely you got scraps. So that's like always a good idea to make a cutting board. You can never go wrong with a cutting board, and you can make them in different sizes depending on what it is that you are doing, right? The other product, which is expensive to buy, is nice frames. Have you ever tried to get something custom framed? It's super expensive. So if you know that this person has a picture or a painting or something like that, then making a special frame for that thing, I think, is like another thing that you can just never go wrong with. Because it is high value items, right, that people appreciate. Another good thing to think about in terms of Christmas presents is the batch work. So maybe you want to make something that's just going to, take care of everybody on your list. What comes to mind, I think, is like a clock. Buy those little clock kits, and then you can just create like the faces and put them together. And doesn't have to be very complicated. You can do a lot of different designs. And a clock is something that everybody could use, a nice like wall clock. Why not? When I was young, You know, we had wood shop, and I remember one year I made my parents a cherry tray. And I was first of all surprised that the shop teacher let me use this cherry. He had beautiful cherry wood, and he had cherry plywood. And basically, I made this tray out of cherry. It was simple. It was like a plywood bottom, and then there was like some edges with handles around in cherry. But I was just amazed that I had made this thing. I thought it was like looked very fancy. And that kind of makes me think about, like, yeah, trays. Trays are always a good idea too, because trays can be used for so many things. You know, yeah, of course, obviously bringing food around, but also just pairing objects in the bathroom or, you know, wherever in your living room. People like trays. It's another thing. And, you know, when I was, 12, I thought it made the best gift ever. Personally, as like a maker, when I think about people, you know, who make things, my favorite type of gift to receive is always material. Like, I take wood, fabric, leather, tools any day over a finished product, for the most part anyway. But and the thing, like there too, is like little kits. Make little kits for someone. If you have someone in your life that is interested in something, you know, create like a little collection of things that they know, like, need to do that. I mentioned I've been doing bonsai lately. Well, here is my latest one. So many of them are dying. I'm trying to kind of change things up. It might be, I don't know if it's the wrong growing season for the trees. This is a little beech forest. And I realize the leaves are turning because it's the fall. I hope it's not going to die. I think it looks so pretty. I go out on the property and I dig around looking for saplings, and then I plant them in different ways. And I try not to kill the trees, which isn't going too great. But in terms of videos lately, I've been working on the kitchen island videos. I published one about making the legs for the kitchen island. And then I have at least 2 more videos, maybe more, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell before you're like really looking at the footage, like what you're going to turn it into. But that kitchen island has completely changed our kitchen. It's one of the greatest projects so far. And you know, one thing it's really making me think is how I want to renovate our kitchen. When we moved in here, what has it been, like 4 years ago now? We moved from Oregon to Virginia. And the kitchen is one of those things like, you know, it's fine. It's not great, it's fine. It's not worth it to like spend a lot of time and effort, especially now when you want to make a shop. You want to, you know, clean up those kinds of areas. So the kitchen has kind of been a low priority, and it's been fine. It's not a bad kitchen, but you know, I love to cook, and I do a lot of baking, a lot of fermenting, stuff like that. We all like to cook, everybody who lives here. So anyway, it would be nice to one of these days get into tearing the kitchen down and then building very customized storage for everything. Because this kitchen island has kind of given me a little, you know, yeah, sounds really fun. I love customized storage for things in general. I think customized storage is just the best because it is so precise, you know, and everything has a home and it fits just right. And that's also something to think about in terms of Christmas. Creating something for somebody that holds whatever they like in a very nice way. It's getting a little warmer in here. It was very cold here this morning. But anyway, casual chatting about Christmas and shopping, and making presents. It's like one of my favorite subjects of all time. Don't forget, if you want to enter the giveaway, put your comment in the comments below. What was the first video of mine you ever watched? I would love to hear that, and I will pick a winner at random. I will announce them on Friday, November 25th. Also, don't forget Bluetti's other sales and mystery boxes and fun stuff like that. I'll put all of that in the link in the description below. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. I'm gonna get back to doing some more carving. Oh, here's another bonsai. This is like a different kind of oak, and admittedly it's not looking great, but it also doesn't look terrible. So